Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Games Industry Executive Summary. This is Casey. Before we start, please like, subscribe, hit the bells and whistles. I know I hate saying this, but we'd really appreciate if you could do it for us. And then, of course, if you haven't subscribed, go to guysweekly.substack.com, G-E-I-E-S. Figure it out, Google it. Games Industry Executive Summary. I'm sure you're going to find a lot of value there. We'd really appreciate that. Join more than 1,700 industry professionals, executives from the biggest companies.
The most powerful people in the video game.
Most powerful people in the world who are, getting our newsletter, 9 a.m. every Friday, wherever they are in the world. And the person you just heard, of course, is the dashing Dave Fear.
Hello.
And then, of course, I feel like you're a regular at this point. The Terminator is back, André Person.
So as we've realized, the listeners of the show have heard André and met André. I have not. So André and I are now finally meeting.
Together for the first time.
Together for the first time. It's very exciting.
Amazing.
Makes the dream work.
It's always a pleasure to have both of you. And André, of course, you're also welcome back. And I'm really happy that you're always being able to fill in when we are losing one of our main hosts and friends on the show.
Well, we're busy people. That's good.
Yeah, I did see Manu last night because he came to the Newzoo offices, and now they're off in Ghent.
And you had pizzas and stuff.
We had that delicious pizza, honestly. Yeah. It's really good.
There you go. Yeah. The Newzoo pizza.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, how about we play a small game?
Let's go.
How about you guess some games that I'm going to throw at you? And then after we're done with that, I mean... who won last time, André? Was that Manu who won the last one with you?
Yeah, he might have taken it on the finish line. I don't remember, actually.
Yeah. But last time, I mean, Dave just blew through it. Manu was visibly annoyed.
He was.
But this time, what I asked the AI, and I'm sorry I have to use the AI for now, one of our fans did send me a message saying, hey, just send me the games that you've already spoken about, and I'll figure out the rest. I'll put forward some games. So I said, okay, I'll fix that, and we'll get some help. Today, I told, hey, the AI, don't make up your own description. Just find the marketing material and send it to me. So let's start off. We'll see how this goes. I know you're both very competitive in this field and your knowledge. So best of luck to both of you. Okay, are you ready, guys?
Ready.
Okay, here we go. This is the first game. This place is an open-ended country life RPG. You've inherited... Come again?
Stardew Valley.
Wow, Dave. Oh, geez.
André,
Okay, I'll see you later, guys.
Yeah, this is what we're dealing with. Okay, I'll move over. I mean, do you even want me to read the rest of this? You've inherited... Let me see. André, let me see when you get it. So you've inherited your grandfather's old farm plot in X. Armed with hand-me-down tools and a few coins, you set out to begin your new life. Can you learn to live off the land and turn these overgrown fields into a thriving home?
Yeah.
That's the full description of it.
Yeah, I probably would have guessed that at that point with the farm stuff because, Harvest Moon and all these other types of games are way older and probably not the same storyline either.
Yeah, when you're working with AI, so it's probably gonna bring you sort of the most culturally relevant example, right?
Okay, I mean, I did ask it to pull from Steam and other places of official descriptions. So, by the way, André, if you can help us and just boost your mic even more, I think there was a dip there.
What about now?
Even more.
Even more.
More power.
How about now?
More power. We need more power.
More. Are we in? There we go.
Maybe a little less.
Okay, now we're hearing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Are you ready for the second game? Let's go. X is a godlike, roguelike dungeon crawler that combines... What did you just say?
Hades.
It is Hades. I don't know. What am I doing wrong? Come on, guys. Okay, come on. This Okay. Dave, you have to put a handicap, pretend you don't know the answer.
Yeah.
Oh, no, come on, that's fine. That's fine. You'll just fuel me on for the next run.
You got to turn that thing down a little bit.
Okay. Help Madeline survive her inner demons on her journey to the top of X Mountain. In this super tight, handcrafted platformer, brave hundreds of handcrafted challenges, uncover devious secrets, and piece together the mystery of the mountain.
I mean, the mountain had me thinking Celeste, but her name is Madeline, so that can't be it. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah,
it is Celeste,
it is Celeste.
but I don't know where the Madeline came from.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure her name is Celeste.
Huh. Goddamn AI, man. We need better production here, gentlemen. Yeah. This is, of course, my fault, but we'll see. Let's move on with the next one. So this is a re-release of an original title. X returns as a brutally fun and challenging modern-day shooter experience. Relentless demons, impossible destructive gun.
Doom.
Yes,
Yeah, Dave was
it's
first.
Doom.
Yeah.
You were very, very close there, André. Yeah. I mean, this guy, goddamn Dave, we need to ban you from these games in the future.
Yeah, I'll just sit here quietly judging.
The sitting champion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay, last game, my friends. Experience the emotional storytelling and unforgettable characters in a ravaged civilization. Joel is hired to smuggle a 14-year-old Ellie out of a military quarantine zone.
Yeah, I mean,
come on.
Yeah, there are a lot of other games with Joel and Ellie.
Yeah, those names have not appeared anywhere else.
Yeah.
Okay, gentlemen. How about we move on and ask you guys about the games that you've been playing lately? What is up? Tell me, and I'll pull up some footage while you speak about the games that you've been playing lately.
You want to start, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm a broken record at this point, but I've just been super busy. So all the games I'm playing are games I can't talk about. But the one that I've been playing that I can talk about is still Anno 117. Been trying to make sure. The thing about Anno is you have to like keep playing it, or else you forget how your cities work, and you're like, where were the oats being made? And then you have to kind of start over because you just forget how it all works. I'm trying to make sure I stay up on that so that one day when I have more time, I can really get that going. But yeah, it's mostly been work games these days. I just downloaded that Mio game, which Manu was talking about, which looks cool, but I have not. Oh God, I remember this level in Celeste distinctly. Oh, and yeah, this game was hard, man. But
is it harder than Super Meat Boy?
I never played Super Meat Boy, but it is one. It's definitely, what is the name that they gave these things? Massacre or something like that. But yeah, it's real hard. This
keyboard tolerant game.
Yeah, this person makes it look real easy. It's like a puzzle game, right? You have one double jump and so many wall kicks or whatever. You need to figure out like what's the most effective way of using them to cross this chasm.
Well, what happens if you touch the spikes?
It's not encouraged to touch the spikes in any situation, really. I would love to know the situation in which you're like, yeah, go ahead, man, touch those spikes.
I don't know, man. Sometimes some games like instantly says okay, game over, and then some games like give you another chance.
Basically. Yeah,
it's kind of fun
because it's designed in these like super quick screens, right? So like in order to move through a screen, it should only be like 10 seconds at the most if you do it perfectly. Yeah, but that's me. A little Anno, a little Sifu before bed.
Anno journey.
Yeah, nothing. I'm looking forward to Mio. How about you, André?
Well, I've been stuck in my multiplayer games. I mean, I haven't played so much multiplayer as I have now in the past months, thanks to Battlefield 6 and Arc Raiders. I started off with Battlefield 6 and went over 140 hours fairly quickly because I reunited with a lot of people that I haven't seen or played with for I don't know how many years. So that was a return to form, I think. And then people started moving on to Arc Raiders a bit more. And so I did as well to kind of understand, because I also got intrigued by all the crazy organic social media shenanigans with people, not being paid. It's just all organic. So I was really surprised by all this. So I felt that some of my people, we moved on to that, and we started playing it, and I've gone through the entire game of it, all the way into mastering to level 75, which is the highest level at the moment, doing anything possible in terms of so-called endgame play as well. So that has taken up a lot of my time. And also, coincidentally, when you guys were talking about the remastered Castlevania collection with Symphony of the Night and whatnot, that was the same week I also played it without knowing that you guys were talking about it. And I had the exact same reaction of like, no, what have they done here? Yeah, it's been, I have a huge backlog still of tons of games and whatnot. But these two have taken up a lot of time. But it's been a fun ride, I would say. But both of them now have a lot of big deliveries to do in terms of trying to reactivate and retain players, because I feel that more and more of the whales are the ones that are left now in both games. I think Arc Raiders have a bit more onboarding still happening, but on Battlefield side, they need to return to form as well.
Yeah, Arc Raiders is definitely, I feel like they're facing their first big challenge, right? Every game that like becomes a social media phenomenon, it gets a bunch of momentum, and then they hit a wall at some point, and they either make it through or not. And so we'll see. We hope they make it through. But I think it's pretty clear that they're facing that now. Like Helldivers faced it and made it through. But like it's always a challenge when you get that kind of social media boost is holding on to it.
Yeah, I think one point with it is also that the machine learning that is going on, or AI or whatever you call it, in terms of NPC behavior or ARC behavior. I mean, they're becoming way smarter, way harder. And that gives you a very unique feel. So if you haven't played for, let's say, 30 days or so, you're going to come back to a much harder game, which is quite interesting. But I think the biggest win for them have definitely been that all the rats and all the very violent PvP players are now matched up together. For example, I've been looking at Dr. Disrespect and some of these other guys who've been playing, and they are really pissed off at things in a way, because I mean, they play very aggressively, they play unfairly, but now they're all matched up together.
You don't want to pick your own medicine.
Yeah, and therefore you now have nice lobbies for people who like PvPE, or PvE.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I mean, it's a very unique. It's really like a huge social experiment as well. I mean, again, I'm playing on PS5. I haven't used my control mic as much as I have. I haven't done that for years as much as I have in this game. Like, oh, don't shoot! Hey, I'm friendly. Hey, whoa, and trying to convince people that you're good, or that we should team up, or that whatever. So it's interesting. It's a very interesting multiplayer social experiment.
Yeah. I mean, as Casey and I have talked about before, there's such an interesting thing going on there where like you ultimately want to group together the aggressive people, and you want to like give people that just want to play a chill time have it. But at the same time, part of what makes the game so interesting and so engaging is that sense that you don't know what's going to happen, and that you are using that control talk to be like, no, please don't shoot. And sometimes they do. And so like hitting that balance is so hard. Like you need people to have a good time and not get pushed out, but you need just enough aggression that they stay on edge,
Yeah. Greediness is real.
Yeah.
But it's also sometimes it's nice, like unfounded, or what it's called. It's unnecessary, if you know what I mean. Like, hey, I mean, I felt really bad a couple of days ago, because we were doing our own thing, and then there was this. Is it called the matriarch? One of the big spiders, like one of the really, yeah. And we saw a crew, and then we started shooting them because my friends are a bit more aggressive. Not me, by the way. And then we killed them, and then we looted them, and I discovered, oh shit, okay, these guys were packing a lot of stuff because their goal of that session was to try to take down the big arc. And here we are as assholes taking their shit and like,
Yep.
and because I've been in that situation myself where I'm like trying to take down the big arcs, but it's impossible because all these people are running around, especially in 3-player, like, which is the maximum amount of players you can have in your crew. It's impossible. I don't know. Like, the culture is different from if you play single player or alone. Everybody's so friendly and helpful and all that stuff. But as soon as you have like more than 1 or 2 people in your crew, then it's like, either it's a 50-50 guess or it's mostly just shoot on sight.
Yeah, interesting. And what do you prefer? Do you prefer like when it is shoot on sight or when it's a
me personally, I want to have that dialogue. I want to like, like, hey, I'm here to do this thing. Can you guys either you help us or sometimes like, it's like you just spawn in and you get attacked by other people. And it's like, and I go on the mic like, hey, mother effer, I have nothing. There's no point. Like, don't waste your time and bullets on killing me. But, but I think what I've learned is you need to kind of like create your own strategies of how you tackle things. So as an example, I started learning the maps a bit more and understanding, okay, if I want to take down a bombardier, what we're seeing on screen, there is a specific map I would choose to do that on. The gear that I would take take specific gear that is just tailored to taking that thing down without having to waste other gear that if I potentially would die, I wouldn't lose as much. That kind of stuff. But I think maybe I'm playing mostly on console, so maybe a lot of those people from a communication point of view, and also in Europe, we're very fragmented with different languages and stuff like that, so that makes it maybe harder from a communication. I don't know, but I'm trying to at least not. I don't shoot on sight. I try to engage first and see, okay, what are these people? What do they want to do? Yesterday, as an example, we're looking at the spaceport, this level. We were 3 teams. We went up the spaceport to the tower. And there was I forgot what's the name of the big hovercraft, the one that the
Rocketeer.
The Rocketeer. Thank you, André. And we took it down. And we all shared the loot, and everybody was happy. So you get a lot of these moments, and then sometimes you get a lot of the other moments, and then you don't know who's on the other side, right? So I mean, I'm playing with my kids as well. And like how many kids are playing and don't give a shit or don't understand the long term kind of like point of the game.
kids?
So it's always tricky. But I've had a lot of fun. So I was sick during the weekend, and that was my opportunity to kind of like so I have this sickness where I need to put up my leg on a higher level or an elevated level rather. So it was perfect because I could move my sofa closer to the TV. I put up my foot, and I just spent like 3 days rotting on that sofa.
That's nice.
Yeah. So discovered a lot of things, especially when you're doing when you're going in alone. People are so nice and friendly, and things are moving so well. And we're almost like a gang of 10 people trying to take down a bombardier or one of those bigger arcs. You get a lot of good feelings, I think, from doing that.
But again, remember that that's only the case because you've been friendly. If you're going in solo and you're killing people, you're going to be matched up with people like that.
That could be the case. So when I'm joining my friends, I noticed we always are a bit more aggressive. And maybe it's either a psychological thing or it's part of what you're mentioning, that we are matched up in this, more aggressive lobby because of my friends. And their past deeds.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I just want hey, embark, please, I'm a nice guy, let me just kill some. So André, I mean, you spent more time than I have at this point, and I'm very curious to hear because I'm at this point now, so my benches are almost getting upgraded to the max. I've taken down all the normal big arcs, not the major big arcs. There are 2, right?
Yeah, you have the queen and then you have the matriarch. Those
are the 2 that exist, that are the major ones. Okay. Those are, I haven't even dared to get close to. And of course, every time, because I've noticed, every time somebody wants to take them down, you have other people who are assholes who just kill them instead of killing or helping out, rather. So I would love to hear from you. So you are at that point. Have you taken them down yet? You have.
Yeah. I mean, I think one thing with, I mean, we can start with Dark Raiders, but I think that the value of the game is there. I mean, I played enough hours to justify the cost of investing in the game. I think what is interesting now is that you want more. You want to see more. You want to get more content, which I guess is obviously a really good thing. But it's interesting with the way you play the game and behave around the game. I mean, obviously you have one way of moving forward, which is called the expedition, where you invest a ton of time and effort to bring lots of stuff that you build your ship with to sail away with your old raider. And then you will get some permanent perks to kind of be reborn and reset. And then you have to collect everything again, which I'm not sure if I can see myself doing that, because it's been a pain in the ass to collect certain blueprints to be able to make weapons and whatnot. I think the game greatly changes in terms of behavior and how you behave towards it, because you're so careful when you start off. You're so afraid to waste stuff, or, oh my god, I got this epic weapon, I got to keep this, and and then when you can start to manufacture stuff, then you start to get more daring, you start to take more risks, you're able to take down these bigger enemies, but still, it's just I mean, for example, the latest map is very aggressive. You don't have any flying enemies, more or less, and you're stuck in very tight halls. Stella Montis, that was the map they released. So that in itself changes the game behavior quite a bit and whatnot. So I think that they have something really, really beautiful here that they truly can work on. I would even say that this is way more powerful than what Destiny was trying to build, because it's the need. I mean, even if you don't really, I can even go in now just to do some looting and collecting, and it's like I don't really need it, but I can't stop myself from doing it because it's fun.
But the loop is satisfying.
Yeah,
it's like, because I agree with you. You don't need it, but just I feel like it's one of those things. Like, I go in for like 10 minutes, boom, boom, pick up a couple things, and then get out, and I'm happy. Like, I don't need to,
yeah, because usually there's always something happening, right?
Absolutely. Sorry. So I guess from a psychological point of view, I'm sure Patrick Rose, who would have been here to comment on this specifically, it's one of those. It's like the not the loot box, but like the randomness aspect of what am I gonna see today? What stupid stuff would I see today?
Yeah, and the emergent. It's not like totally random, it's emergent. Because like it's not like you're rolling a dice. It's like you're just going in and different stuff might be happening.
That is exactly it, Dave. That's the word I was looking for.
Well, and the intrinsic motivation is fun to do. Like that's the biggest thing, I mean, I got to play more. I
mean, you should absolutely, and I think it is a bit overwhelming in the beginning. Now that I spent these like 3 days on the couch, like full timing it, it's a bit. Now it's like I'm enlightened, if you know what I mean. Like now it's like, okay, even though I enjoyed the game, now I'm kind of like in this moment of, okay, I know all the systems, I know what I need, I know where to go. The maps I mentioned before, like I know where to go to if I want to take down a bastion. I know exactly. I'll go to spaceport. There's a hangar place. I'll just go to the top of the hangar. I'll shoot it from the top. I can do it on my own, and I can do it with a ferro. I don't need like any complicated weapons. I can just do it with a ferro and maybe 80 bullets. I'll take it down on my own. So those types of things, you'll learn more. And it's like, I feel I love that you're learning to play the game. You're not being taught to play the game, if that makes sense. You're not, there's no tutorials, always coming on screen.
No, that's true.
You're educating yourself, experimenting, and what works, what doesn't work.
So I think also to the point, there is one thing I feel that they should dare to do a bit more, and that is that the epic or more or less endgame weapons, the most rare stuff is not necessarily, it doesn't give you the satisfaction right now that, oh, I have this weapon now, oh yeah, baby. You can easily go in with a level 4, which is the highest level of the starting weapons, and you'll still feel powerful, which is a good thing. But now that I am where I am, it just feels like, yeah, okay, so I worked all these hours to try and get these weapons, and in the end it's kind of like, yeah, so because that's what you're using when you're killing these bigger things. You're getting content to be able to create those weapons if you have the blueprint. But so far it doesn't feel like you have to, so you get a little disappointed, and this is where I'm hoping that future content will more or less require you to get to that point. You will want to aspire to get to that point, because again, being afraid to lose these things will then come in again, just like it does in the beginning, where you're like,
I've never used this weapon as an example. This
I think
a laser weapon or something like that. I've never used this.
Yeah.
It's very accurate against this. But I think a good way to go about that, I think Destiny does really well, is that like they should be these things should be more powerful, yes, but like they don't need to be that much more powerful if they're just different. If the rarest stuff in the game encourages like weirder play styles, things that
sure.
And
sure.
that's a really great way of like motivating people to collect and try it out without necessarily busting your balance up.
Yeah, it is a tough one. I mean, because they also have to balance towards other players. So yeah, it's not an easy feat. But I'm hoping that there will be more reasons to care about that harder grinding that is required to get those things.
Yeah. André, I mean, if you were in charge of this game, what would be the next content? Like, what would be, or rather, as a player, maybe that's better to ask it this way. As a player, what would you like to see in the game?
Well, when I look at what people are excited about, I mean, yes, people are excited about new maps, but I also feel that the storytelling around the arcs can go deeper. You can get more dangerous enemies. I think the Shredder that was introduced as well in the later offering has become a meme of sorts. Because it's so dangerous, and
it has an appropriate name, by the way.
Yeah. And it's great, and you again you respect the enemies. You get more fearful, and I mean, even for me, I hate some of the basic enemies like the Hornets, because now they are really ganging up and they're trying to it's becoming a different beast right now. So I think introducing more enemies to even for current maps and different kinds of events, because the events that they've done, several of them are really good on existing maps, that really changes the way you play the game and makes it totally different. I think it's been great that they've been using weather effects. A lot of people have praised them for that, in terms of not only audio but visual and feel, and the darkness. They wanted. I love the fact that in the latest updates they try to make things really darker again, because for example, PC players are really putting up the brightness and gamma to kind of counter dark areas, so that they more easily can see enemies and whatnot. I think it's great that the dev team is trying to make sure that you're not safe in the dark, and I like that kind of stuff as well, that you're playing around with fear and weather effects and whatnot. So yeah, I would say immediately it would be fun to understand a new kind of event or a new kind of enemies on existing things. But of course, at this point in time, new maps are always welcome as well, to deepen the plot.
Absolutely. Gentlemen, I mean, I love where this is going, and this could have been like a fully our creators-esque, yes, special. But I know that both me and Dave want to explore some other topics that we kind of want to talk about. One of them, Dave, I know this one is interesting to you. So we're moving over to kind of some of the news this week, which is that Sony wiped over 1,000 shovelware games off the PlayStation Store without warning, all from a single developer. So what I'm confused about here is, how did this even happen? And it's been ongoing for such a long time that they didn't do anything. I know that we reported on this, like, I think 6 months ago or so, but it's just beyond my understanding of why nothing has happened on this for a very long time. And then I didn't even know, by the way, that a single developer had 1,000 games. I mean, quote unquote developer. But
I
anyway,
mean, they're developing. They're clearly developing. I do want to eat that taco that we're looking at right
yeah,
now.
absolutely.
That layer sounds
Yeah, it looks good.
very enticing to me. But like, I think the reason they haven't done anything so far is that like obviously the amount of content on all digital storefronts is becoming an issue, and I think all the platform holders were just like kind of hoping that they wouldn't have to deal with it, right? And they were just hoping like this is all going to work itself out. And AI enabled development has basically forced that hand, that there will be no way of avoiding this problem because the barrier to entry of releasing a game is so much lower.
I'm going to show you some really high quality gameplay content here from one of these.
So
Is it the
I mean,
taco
just
one? I want the taco, man.
just the amount of work to get the store pages up for all these games, and I mean, Jesus.
Well,
I don't
apparently
know,
it's not a lot of work, Andre.
Well, there's always work. I mean, yes, okay, it's
Andre,
easier
Andre.
than ever.
Andre, shut up! Look at this awesome gameplay, man.
Yeah,
Don't you like clicking on stuff?
it got to 100.
Look,
Do you think it's going to get to 200?
this is crazy. And look at the trophies, by the way, triggering. Like, how did this go through?
Yeah, because they do pay attention to trophies. You know, like you can't just hand out silver trophies like that.
Yeah. So just to give context for those who are like listening in, basically what we're looking at is a super shitty version of Cookie Clicker. I mean, Cookie Clicker on the web and on the phone and on many other places is a respectable title. Like, it's an awesome, engaging title. But what we're looking at the screen is a taco jumping up and forth, and there's nothing else. And the only thing that is happening on screen basically is that there's a lot of trophies being dished out for no reason at all.
Like, they've gotten a gold trophy in the span of these like 15, 20, and now there's platinum in like 20 seconds or something like that.
I mean, this sucks.
I mean, there was a time when
bad.
developers were using that as a strategy when people cared a whole lot more, especially about Xbox Gamer Score, and you would release a shitty indie game that just had easily obtainable achievements as a way of gaming that.
I'm actually pretty shocked at this point. Like, I didn't even know it was this bad. Like, this is the first time I see it. I didn't even know that it was this bad.
Are you shocked about the game being available on consoles, or that the game exists?
No, the game exists. I'm fine with that. I have no issues. I'm shocked by PlayStation and maybe other first parties allowing that type of crap, because I mean, obviously my history with PlayStation, you can see my background, right? Like, but what I'm trying to get to is I've had a lot of problems for the past 5 to 10 years browsing on the store, getting something relevant to me. And now when I see this, and back in the day, and I'm not saying we should go back to a day where it's harder for indies or smaller developers to put their game out, but what we just witnessed it wasn't a game. It was I don't know. It was trash. Like, this was a waste of time, energy, resources, diluting the value of the platform and the experiences that the customer will have. It's just like, you have to have, like, remember in the old day when you're pitching a game, you need to pitch it to the first party platform owner. It's not just about you. So I'm not saying you need to get anybody to pitch the game to put there, but at least there's some type of quality control. What happened to that?
So you mean you would be fine that this appears on Steam, but you would expect much more on console side?
I mean, I would not be fine, but I'm not running Steam, and I think, Steam is a different beast, and I love that Steam is almost like a free market thing, right? So I don't want to comment there, but I would say if I'm on console, my expectation is that the quality bar is higher.
Yeah. And I think most console consumers are like, if they see a game that is on a console, they're like, most people who aren't us or don't have as much familiar with the industry, the presence of something on the PlayStation Store implies a certain floor of quality.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I saw this type of there was a game called Banana or something, and maybe it still exists on Steam.
That thing is still rocking, man. That thing.
Jesus! At the time I was playing it, it was 500,000 people concurrently playing it. It's like, Jesus, what is this?
But here's the cool thing about that game, Andre. Like, it's a community on Discord. People are creating content. There's also, like, I'm not sure if it's like it's almost like a blockchain thing happening with that thing, like, on the Steam secondhand marketplace. But it became like a community thing, if that makes sense. and there's new content coming in all the time. What we saw just now with the taco thing is I don't think there was any content coming in, or there's like a community, or there's a thing happening with it. It was just pump and dump. Here's a bunch of crap. Let's see what sticks. By the way, I don't know what it costs. Do you have an idea what that game costs?
Mm,
No, but I'm assuming it's like a $2 thing or something like
yeah,
that. I
yeah.
don't know. But yeah, anyways,
But yeah, no, I agree on what you guys have said as well, that there is a certain level of quality you would expect
Yeah.
from those stores.
And yeah, a lot of consumers just haven't, especially like on Switch, which is I think where this console conversation happened first, all the way back like the launch of the first Switch. Just a lot of these people are just not accustomed to this. They don't really have the language to identify trash games in that way.
by the way, I'm just gonna go to Banana just to double check. So this is pretty crazy, Andre. Like at its peak, 970,000 people were playing this at the same time. Now, obviously, you can put this on the side, like you don't have to, like have it as a full screen thing. But right now, 34,000 people are in that game, clicking through it and getting stuff.
I mean, I personally believe that these types of games are really true brain rot games, and I think that we should really just get rid of them. There should be a bar that is set already on PC side, so that you don't even try to get on the console side of things. So I think the level of quality and education, because oh yeah, we have 20,000 new games appearing on Steam. Yeah, but how many of those are these types of games? AI built or clickety whatever. I mean, it's just I don't know, man. I think that yeah, of course there is accountability and responsibility to do right and do better, especially in the living room, so to say. But I really think we should start off with cleaning up Steam as well.
I mean, that's fair to say. And I think that when we reported on this 6 months ago, roughly ish, when it became a bigger thing, because it was hitting all the platforms, all the major platforms, I think at the time it was more like the framing was more of, it wasn't about quality or anything. It was more about these games are just scams, basically, or copycats or whatever you want to call it. Like, it's just a reskin of the same. You're clicking things, as an example, what we just saw with the taco thing, but it might be a car or something like this, which is like, okay, well, what are we doing here?
Yeah, but I think it's such a tough thing because like it's ultimately a qualitative line. Like we all talk about banana, and banana's a clicker. Banana might look that way, but we sort of understand that something more has happened. Cookie clicker the same way. Like their clickers are super simple, but they do bear the marks of intention and a developer. And identifying where that exists and where that doesn't exist is kind of easy to do when you're a human being playing it, and almost impossible to do in any other way.
I mean, I guess the biggest disheartening thing is, as a platform holder, like whoever is the product owner of the shop, or the shop owner at, if it's Nintendo, Xbox, or PlayStation, I feel like it is your duty to make sure that your shop is. It's like, imagine if you go to, I don't know, your local, grocery store, and all you're seeing is just cereal everywhere. Like, okay, I mean, your customers will have a bad experience, and I assume this is the same thing here. They should be paying attention to this stuff and removing it, and making sure that the stuff that are higher quality, that people actually crave, not electrolytes.
I would that would be a great like sketch, is if a grocery store was like Steam. So you'd show up and there's a bunch of empty boxes and cereal, and then you go to Google and you're like, what food do I eat? Reddit. And then you're like, okay, looks like apple is a kind of food. And then you go to the search bar and you're like, apples. And then you see a bunch of like apple clickers, or you see a bunch of like apple candy bars.
What is that show called? The American one where they do comedy sketches?
There's a lot of them. SNL.
Saturday Night Live.
SNL, right?
Yeah.
Other one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Some classic SNL stuff. That would be fun. There's a game that you're very passionate about, Dave. It involves a man who hits people.
There's a number of Sifu. What?
Is it this one? Do you know about this thing? Do you want to say anything about
Oh,
it?
yeah. He's a man. He hits. Okay, I see what you're doing there. Yeah, and I absolutely agree with Alex Donaldson, editor at large. This is one of the best games ever made.
By the way, Dave, look at this.
Yeah, no, Eurogamer has always done that so hard. It's so like
Tongue in
I
cheek.
work with some ex Eurogamer editors, and like I consider myself to be like quick, you know, like I can make a joke, I can do that kind of thing. But like when you work with like these English journalists, this is just, I refer to them as the Navy SEALs of puns. You know, you just cannot keep up. But yeah, man, what a good game. And the way that they have managed to grow that as a kind of a platform, you know, each level is basically a platform, and then the thing is a platform, and like you can do so much with it. I'm just routinely stunned at how much you can get out of that. And like you can generally, I mean, you can frequently buy Hitman World of Assassination for like $15 or something like that. So whenever anyone is like asking me a game to play, that's what I say. And you can do so many different things too. Like it does actually accommodate newer gamers, and like people who aren't necessarily as familiar with how to go about these things. Well, seriously, that was a hell of a move right there. And it accommodates shit like that too, you know. Like it's actually it goes way up and down the skill spectrum very comfortably, which is super interesting. And yeah, just and this level, Sapienza is a true masterpiece. Every time I play it, I just want to go down to the Italian coast and not kill people, because that is not legal. But
Dave, can you be kind and fill us in?
maybe
Like,
just knock them out.
if you can be kind and fill us in, like, you know, in the beginning, Hitman was a single player experience. Like you
Yeah,
have
and it
missions.
still is definitely.
And what is Hitman today for you?
I mean, still absolutely a single player experience. But I think so. You look at this level here, and so this level has an underground research lab, a villa, which we're in right now, and then sort of a town. The town has a couple offices and a couple stores in it, a church, and those are kind of the main things, and a tunnel between them. And so if you want to like put together different ways of experiencing this level, it's super easy to do, or not easy. It's as easy as anything in game dev is to do. But you have this kind of like, again, each level is like a platform. So you can say, okay, now like there's one variation on this level where they're filming a movie in the town square. And so they're using the same level. They obviously put some new stuff in there, but all the bones are the same. But you're doing something totally different. And it feels totally different. So in the main way of doing this level, your target is in this villa, which is a pretty natural place to put a rich dude you want to kill. But it doesn't have to be, right? There's elusive target where it might be in the office across the street. And so you might break into the villa to get a sniper shot off or something like that. Or you just might not interact with the villa at all. And it's so good at building these sandboxes and then using them in creative and different ways. And so the developers do that. You know, they will obviously make new levels, but also players do as well. And there's just so many different ways it can go.
Dave, I'm watching this gameplay and all I'm thinking about is The Sims.
Yeah.
I feel like it's almost like there's a bit of The Sims in here.
Yeah, no, I mean, the approach to comedy is not dissimilar, I wouldn't say.
Yeah.
No, the dev team loves that kind of dark humor as well.
Yeah. One of my
I mean, the past 10 years have been pretty incredible for this, or even more, you know, when they restart everything with Absolution, which I had a small part of playing in, and then they restarted again, and then they just, you know, learned all the things they needed to learn to create the World of Assassination live service type of setup. And I think it's awesome. I think they've done it really, really well, thanks to all the great learnings that they've gone through as a studio.
Yeah, they were talking about how Hitman 2 cost so much less to develop because they had already figured out so much of the R&D required for it with Hitman. And it's even funny to kind of call it Hitman 1, 2, and 3 at this point, right? Because they exist as one platform now. But I feel like more developers should be leaning on how they can save money on sequels for that reason. Like From does that too, right? From loves recycling
Absolutely.
assets and animations and all that kind of stuff, as like, well, they should, because they continue to make games that feel different, but they don't have to put all the work into making another living trash pile or something.
I mean, boss fights, a lot of things that they do there. But I would love to hear just quickly, just to educate us. I mean, are they running Hitman like a live service title in some sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they are not doing it the way you would think they are. I think that.
I mean, that's what I think is interesting here.
Yeah, I mean there are multiple ways where they have learned from. There is an evolution in the live service formula for them, where they add stuff for, you know, they use time as a way of getting people hooked and reactivated and interested. It can be a guest appearance. It can be some special theme happening, and you know, you're in and then you're out. You're in, you're out. And they also have a very nicely set up, which I'm sure Dave you can talk about as well, in terms of how you get into this. You know, how you tell your friends type of situation. You know, you don't have to go and buy absolutely everything and get yourself kit up and spend hundreds of dollars. It's a very, very easy entry point to have fun.
And you get so much when you do that. Typically, like you can buy the whole 3 single player games quite frequently for like $15-$20.
Yeah, so I think it's a very beautiful, it's a beautiful way of looking at your own experience, your own data as a studio, and understanding, and of course listen to what the community wants and what they like. And I think this is a wonderful example of how, I mean, these guys have been very close to not make it at some points in their
I remember
in their studio story, and they just dared to try. They went another way, which was really when they decided about the World of Assassination, the whole formula was completely, everybody was going towards the same kind of live service formula and DLC formula and whatnot. And these guys, they just, went the other way around. And it paid off royally. And I think that's why they have a very strong following as well. They have kind of what I think Paradox has with their grand strategy games as well, and a very set few studios around the world who have their audience, and they can just iterate on what they do best. Rebellion has that, Paradox has it, and a couple of others as well. And I think that is the way to go when the industry is and when player behavior is shifting and whatnot. Just really try and focus and iterate on your own stuff.
Yeah, I think success for every studio, basically, a studio or developer or publisher, is just community first. Get your people, give them what they want, right? Or or give them the thing that they like from what you make, and then go out from there. But if you don't have that core, you can't start, you can't continue like that. That's how it all works.
And then fast forward, and now they're doing a 007 game.
Yeah, which is, I mean, Hitman definitely feels a lot. It's like a 007 game.
Yeah,
it makes total sense.
And Hitman is very. Sorry, I just wanted to point out, like, it feels very creative. Like it feels like a sandbox experience.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, there are multiple ways to clear things.
Yeah.
But that's, people are, that's the beauty of Bond, I think, right now as well, that it's not like people are going to think and feel that, they're doing something completely different now. It's like people are buying into that. They are, I mean, I wouldn't say reskinning, that's not, but what I am saying is that I think people are understanding what kind of experience they're going to get into as a minimum, and then hopefully be pleasantly surprised over additional stuff that the studio is trying to do with this game.
And this is, I mean, I don't know, we're looking at a car driving here with you.
There's narrative happening here. That's why that looks
more narrative. It's funny. I have friends that like the narrative in Hitman. I don't care at all about the narrative in Hitman, like where he comes from or his brother or whatever crap like that. But there, obviously, you're gonna have to do more of that in Bond, because that's what Bond is. So I'm curious to see how they balance the sandbox nature of it with a more defined narrative.
They need to do John Wick next. Seriously. Yeah,
Yeah,
this
no,
stuff.
but I feel like they're not action people. That's the
No,
John
they're
Wick
not.
action, right? And like, while their games have the possibility of action, that's not where their strength lies.
No, that's fair. But I can clearly see in the very short. Maybe there's better gameplay here. Um, it feels like the DNA of what you're describing with Hitman is very clear in terms of there's this open environment. There are so many options at your disposal to interact and do things and make people move and execute your mission however you deem fit.
Yeah, I mean this looks so much like Hitman, like that, almost identical, except for the little Bondy guy in the middle. I was actually thinking, what made me think about the John Wick game, as I mentioned erroneously at the beginning of this segment. Who would make a really good John Wick game would be Absolver, the Sifu guys.
Well, yeah,
I think that
absolutely.
would make a ton of sense. That kind of like super quick, barely contained but orchestral sort of balletic action.
I would say, Dave, what about Sifu? Imagine Slow Clap doing Sifu.
Absolver was their first game. That's what I meant, was slow cap.
Yeah, absolutely. Gentlemen, I mean, we've been at it for a while now, and I know we have a lot of other things we'd like to talk about, but I think we covered a lot of things today. So I'm really happy about the episode today. Really appreciate your time. I would have loved to have more time, but I know that you are also busy people. You need to also have lunch and then take a break.
Mm-hmm.
But really appreciate your
leftover
time.
red beans. They're going to be
Yes.
going to be really good.
André, you'll be our resident Arc Raiders expert.
Thanks.
Dave, sorry, you were saying something. I cut you off there.
I just said that I have some leftover red beans in the fridge, which
okay. Throw in some eggs and some I don't know, whatever. English breakfast? Is that an English breakfast? I don't know.
You're thinking there's a baked beans thing. The red beans are like red beans and rice is like a Creole dish. So it's one of the things I can actually make here, because you can buy smoked sausage, which is one of the ingredients.
Yeah, put some spice on it.
Exactly.
Some variants.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
That sounds good. I mean, I've been craving gumbo for a while. I need to make that happen sometime soon.
Yeah, I'll come down to Amsterdam and make some.
Okay, there you go. I will. Okay, my friends, thank you so much for joining us. Everybody else who's listening at home, of course, like I said in the beginning, bells, whistles, likes, whatever is on screen, click it. We'd appreciate that. Maybe bananas, I don't know. And then, of course, guysweekly.substack.com. Every Friday morning, 9 a.m., wherever you are in the world, you'll get the best newsletter you'll ever need for your news. And with that being said, thank you so much for joining us today, and I'll see you on the next one.
Word.
See you guys.
Bye.